Nurturance. Nurturance starts with you thinking from a place of nurturance. When you are nurturing yourself, someone outside of you, in this world, you have a certain way of thinking, and you are not blocked anymore from nurturing. Nurturing really begins with thinking about the journey and allowing yourself to nurture on the journey rather than being consumed by the outcome, the end result, the finish line. Because perfectionism is centered around the attachment to outcome, you're then also simultaneously being detached from nurturing and nurturance along the journey. Make sense? So when you are nurturing in your feminine essence, you are more concerned about the here and now and nurturing the project, the person, the people, the self, the relationship, rather than thinking about what will this do? Yeah? The feminine essence is actually, by definition, a nurturer. It is the energy of nurturing because it's the energy of yin, of flow, of give and receive. Because women are the creators of life, we have, this innate nurturing quality that simply cannot be raveled. Men are absolutely caring too, yes, but I think that how women and men express nurturance and care is different. I just want to be clear on one thing though, and that is that you, no matter if you're a man or a woman, you have the capacity to shift your mindset from the perfectionistic attachment to outcome to having the mindset of nurturing and nurturance along the journey. But when we're talking about the feminine essence and women, I think that, when men think about caring for someone, they focus more on what they can outwardly do for that person, what resources they can offer and successfully provide, how they can actively help a person solve a problem. While women care more in an inward way. We offer not necessarily what we can do, but what we can be. Yeah? We offer ourselves in a way. A listening ear, compassion, tenderness. Yeah? And so it's sort of how, a father and a mother care for their children differently. It's also very different how you, in your feminine core essence, show up in a business and a man would show up in a business. For me, being a business owner, I get to show up from a place of nurturance. My quality that I lean on a lot is nurturing myself in the process of creating. That might mean making a cup of tea, right? It might mean having some plants around me. It might mean me nurturing myself and others in that journey as well. And taking some breaks and going for a walk and being more in that state of creation where I'm being rather than thinking about the outcome of what I'm doing. It's very interesting, but it's very different to how a man would go about creating and building a business, which would probably be way, way, way more about directed attention to doing something now for a certain result to happen. And it would also be more analytical, more direct, probably a bit harder as well. I can choose to tap into that, and I can choose to lead with my feminine, just like a man can. But I have found that the most magnetic way that I can run a business and that I can engage with life in general is when I am fully devoted to my feminine essence and show up from this way. It's somehow more magnetic. And it's also more authentic. But I think that it actually also can depend on the season you're in. Even for women, we have different seasons in our cycles where we're more likely to be in that yin energy of that, receptive energy. Whereas sometimes during our cycle, we have more, somewhat testosterone as well in our bodies and more motivation and more kind of outward energy. Do you know what I mean? So this is the journey in blooming beyond perfectionism. It is actually being authentic to your energy and expressing from that place. And so I think the difference here between the masculine and feminine approach is that, again, the feminine approach is always centered around nurturance, nurturing something. And when you as a woman can surrender into that place of nurturing, you'll feel so much more fulfilled. You'll feel so much more fulfilled. Oftentimes, then, it is more than enough. In fact, it is always more than enough that you offer someone your presence, someone your time, your compassion, your affection, a listening ear. This is all that is needed. This is really, really, really all that is needed. But what does society say about that? They only care, right? Or the matrix just cares about what you do. So this is why it actually takes a practice to begin coming into your essence of nurturance again. When I think back to when I was a little kid, I would play with dolls and I would nurture for them, right? I would want to feed them. I remember I had a doll once and I went downstairs and I took a banana and I tried to feed this doll with banana, but obviously the baby or whatever, it didn't eat it because it was a doll. But the point here is it was innate in me that I'm nurturing. Yeah? That I'm nurturing. I don't think anyone would tell me to do that. I just did it because it was an expression of my authentic way of being. So, nurturance. Nurturance, nurturance, nurturance. You can return to that place again because I was disconnected from it for a long while. I can promise you that. But I feel so much more fulfilled now that I actually allow myself to be nurturing of myself and others and this world. And the journey continues from here on. You can join the Bloom Beyond tribe to begin practicing nurturance of self, others, and the world as well. And I would love to support you in that journey because it is a paradigm shift that's very much involved in it. So you can go to bloombeyond.com/apply to join the Bloom Beyond tribe. And then you also can get that, access for a free month. And then beyond that, you can also join our Bloom Beyond Perfectionism program and Bloom Beyond Mastermind as well to really, truly create a paradigm shift and reality shift and identity shift too. That is more supportive of your essence. So go to bloombeyond.com/apply to apply. And as always, stay bright, brave, and balanced.